2023 is coming to a close, and as we approach the end of the year, as we always do, we're going to take a look back at the pop culture moments that captivated and transformed even society. To help us, we welcome Dr. Marcus Collins to the show, best-selling author of For the Culture and marketing professor at the University of Michigan. Dr. Collins, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it. We always love these segments. One of the major 2023 controversies we'll start with was the Bud Light backlash that got so much attention. The brand boycotted by some consumers after a collaboration with transgender TikTok star Dylan Mulvaney. That started a real national conversation, didn't it?
Absolutely. It forced the country to sort of face its biases, perhaps even some of his bigotry about how it sees the world and what's acceptable and what a brand responsibilities are as a social player, as a social actor. Right? If you want to be a part of culture, you want to tap into these moments that are cultural in nature, it made us start to have the discourse around what does it mean for these brands and what obligations do they have with regards to those things.
This summer was a summer of strikes, most notably from SAG-AFTRA and the Writers Guild of America. How can we expect those strikes to change the industry moving into 2024 and beyond?
I think that the SAG strikes, even the Starbucks strikes, even the UAW strikes, what it is send a signal that the collective voice will always be powerful than the institution. Right? The collective voice will always have more gravitas than the institution. And what it means then is that the little guy, right, the marginalized, if you will, that there's still agency when we come together.
And from political and social voices to entertainment voices, it felt like the year of the woman superstars Taylor Swift and Beyonce both had record-breaking stadium tours. Talk about why both were hugely successful this year and some of their success and really the degree to which they have this power. I mean, we talk about Taylor Swift boosting economies everywhere she took her tour.
Beyonce and Taylor Swift, they have transcended being artists. They have transcended the music that they create, but they represent something now. They signify something. They signify a certain brand of feminism, a certain brand of women's empowerment. And therefore, their music, their cultural production, the concerts they put on, their movies of their concerts, all of these things become opportunities for people who see the world similarly to engage in their own identity project. They engage in their own sort of view of feminism and be a part of something far greater than themselves. And Beyonce and Taylor Swift is a demonstrative representation that they aren't playing for fans, people who like their music. They are going out in the world, preaching their gospel, as it were, to a group of people who see the world similarly. For Taylor Swift, it's the Swifties. With Beyonce, it's the Beehive. These are the people who see the world the way these people do, these iconic women do. And as a result, they enter in commerce. They spend their money. They enter to exchange as a way of making their cultural membership material. And this is unbelievably powerful. Again, it's more than just the music. It's what does it mean? And for culture, that is a meaning-making system. This is undeniable.
Yeah, and let's talk about Barbenheimer for a minute. The weekend, both Barbie and Oppenheimer, because we have to mash everything up, hit theaters. Two very different, very popular films. Why did they draw so many people back to the movies, you think?
Twofold. I think the Barbenheimer experience create an opportunity for us to be in concert, for us to be in community, for us to do a thing. We are social animals by nature, as Aristotle would say, that we have a giving to be connected. The second is this is really sort of the reverberation of Barbie, because much like Taylor Swift and Beyonce, Barbie represents a certain brand of feminism, a certain brand of women's empowerment. And the people who went to go see Barbie, they didn't just go see a movie. They weren't just engaging in the content. No, they were wearing Barbie pink, which represents where you stand on the social discourse, where you stand in the conversation. And I think this is why it's important to talk about these happenings through a cultural lens, because it's not just what happens, it's what it means that matters most. And the meaning behind Barbie, it's more than just a nostalgic play on a brand that we've known for decades. That this was a way by which people were able to signify their identity, much like going to a Beyonce concert or going to a Taylor Swift concert. All these things were ways in which people were able to engage in their identity in a really powerful, meaningful way.
What other moments stuck out to you in 2023?
I think what really reverberated for me was some of the marketing that went out in the world. I think about the Grimace milkshake for McDonald's. This is sort of the first time we've seen at this fidelity the brand sort of sharing the pen with their fans, letting their fans sort of rewrite the rules on how the brand will respond to things or how the brand will interact with the dominant cultural discourse in a really powerful way. Of course, we cannot forget the fact that we celebrated 50 years of hip hop. This is a culture, a genre that people thought was going to be a fad, that this wasn't going to be a thing. And here we are 50 years later, and we see culture, we see hip hop culture grow up.
Dr. Marcus Collins, thank you so much. What a joy to talk to you about the past year. We'll see you next year.
Thanks for having me. Looking forward to it.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.